Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Moohead Radio. This is the last football NFL game of the season. And there's a lot of people who can cheer that on, you know. And yes, I'm still banned and suspended from X. And you know something? I'm laughing and smiling, and I don't care. And you know why? Because I'm Casey Kasem, and I don't need them. So I was going to do an impression, right? I got to turn.
Topaz. Oh, it's Uncle Fester.
Very good. Very good. You know, their house was a museum where people come to see him.
Yeah.
So we have to put this up like we always put this up. We're back to normal, folks. We're back to normal.
God.
Yes, the green patch that you're seeing on your screen right now is where you can see the Cleveland Browns play on television. The early game on CBS with Tom McCarthy and Logan Ryan. They're actually below Spiro Dedes and Adam Archuleta.
Who the fuck are they?
Two guys who I think they're the homeless people. The homeless people who wanted Haslam to select Johnny Manziel. I have no idea. No goddamn idea.
They're actually on the lower rung than Spiro Dedes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you're going to make us go into the freezing cold? Go, yup. Topaz is like, yup. I know it's really freezing cold. I didn't even look, and I should do that right now because
I don't even want to go. Please,
my paws
don't make me go.
Let me see if I can find
an alligator.
Cleveland, Ohio. Here we go. Cleveland's currently 24 degrees. And here we go. We'll do this the best way, 10-day forecast with Dick Goddard, which I
think it's in Cincinnati, isn't it?
Oh, it is technically. Yeah, it is in Cincinnati, but who really gives a shit? It's a good thing it wasn't in Cleveland, I suppose. Yeah. So I guess looking at this is, in Cleveland it'll be 28 and 24, so it'll be in the 30s, don't you think, in Cincinnati?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Let me look.
It's like getting sleet. It'll be raining sleet in Cincinnati, Chile.
It'll be chilly in there, chilly. Let's see what it says for the 10-day forecast, and there will be no Dick Goddard.
No.
All right, here we go. Sunday, a high of 35, a low of 26, 6% chance of rain and sunny, and no real mention of wind that I'm seeing. Let's see if there's any winds, light and variable. So there you go. A day that Joe Burrow can bury us. All right. So now, if you can pick up a CBS affiliate in Lexington or Charleston, West Virginia, or Toledo or Dayton, Columbus, Cincinnati, you'll be able to watch the game. If you're anywhere else, oh, God, I'm sorry. You're going to miss the last game.
Could be the last game of Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah. So
A.T. Leviston, Joe Bitonio.
Yeah.
Wyatt Teller, I don't think is playing. Half of our tight end room.
Well, I mean, the cat's all out of the bag anyway, as far as Harold Fannon's not playing. So, Shedeur Sanders' favorite receiver is not playing. Schwezinger,
only receiver.
Yes. Schwezinger is not playing.
He's dead.
And Njoku is permanently injured and not playing.
Niedermeyer,
dead man. So that's what we have to look forward to in our last football game. God help us, each and every one of us.
No.
Yeah. Somebody tell Vincent in the chat room he's trying too hard. you give yourself away. You can't.
Whoa.
If you're going to hide in the weeds, you got to hide in the weeds. You can't just spooge all over yourself. Right? Today's program is an interesting one from the standpoint that I could sit here and analyze.
Really?
Yeah, no. I mean, I could analyze the Bengals Browns game and do all that, and I'll talk about it during the course of the hour. But one of the things that I want to point out is that it's really very hard to win consistently in the NFL. So when I say that Jimmy Haslam is a nitwit, it's not because we've lost the past 2 years, it's just that we've lost ever since he bought the team.
For about the past 12, 13 years.
The criticism is predicated on the perpetual badness of the Cleveland Browns and other teams like the New York Jets who match us for ineptitude. Okay. So that's, I want to start that way. I don't have all the answers, and I have an opinion, but I'm just a guy who shells out X amount of money to do a podcast, and I have a point of view, and I try to keep it as balanced as I can. And when I hone in on something like Kevin Stefanski being fired and that kind of thing, it's because that's what I would do if I were in the situation, because he just doesn't know any other way, and there has to be another way. And you're going to be bringing in more and more young players, and you don't want them to be poisoned with his way. Yeah. Maybe if he goes to a new system, new situation, a new team, they'll accept him. But there's too many veterans that will still be in that locker room who the bad vibes will continue. The organization needs a new leadership energy. I want to talk about some of the things that I've been right about, some of the things I've been wrong about. This is not something that average podcasters do, because they like to take their 1 out of 10 good takes and praise themselves to death. And then what they do is they work out 365 days a year to get their flexibility just right so they can fillet themselves when they make a correct call.
That's because they have no spine.
Yes. Well, I mean, the bottom line is any way the wind blows. And most of these podcasts are like that. It's like you tune in today and you know what everyone's going to be talking about. So everyone's talking about, is this going to be Kevin Stefanski's last game and as the coach of the Browns? And that's such an easy walk to walk. I want to talk about the things, not about Kevin Stefanski, who I was calling for his departure a long time ago.
Years ago.
Not because he's a bad fellow. It's because he can't think outside of his own box. And you need somebody who can think out of the box to try to build an organization in a different structure, because we've had a couple of years to draft players for his system and to get molded into his system, and it just hasn't worked. So I'm not going to talk about that. And Rick is saying, oh,
God, who has time for cowherd?
Yeah, there you go. Here's a good example of something that I was wrong about. When the Cavaliers drafted Jason Tyson, and he came out of a program that was not a great basketball program, and he was a predominantly high volume, but not that high a percentage shooter. He was expected to be the scorer for the team. And when they brought him in, it was like, well, he's going to have to be a D first guy, and a D and 3 guy. And I'm rolling my eyes and saying, well, I'll believe that when I see it. And from his rookie year to his second year, he did all the right things physically to build himself up. And now all of a sudden we're watching a guy, and he's blossoming into a really good guy who is doing exactly what they wanted him to do, which is a a D3 guy, and he's showing even more than that. And there are people like Mac Perry who were on his bandwagon to begin with, and I give them all the credit because I never gave this guy a break. All right. I never, never thought that I would be on the show saying, hey, this guy has really done a hell of a job. In fact, what he reminds me of is going all the way back. Go back to 2013, 2014. All right.
Oh, Lord.
And think of a rookie who shot 39.7% from the floor. All right. And who shot 28% from three.
Oh.
And in his second year with the Bulls, he averaged 46% from the field and 37.8 from three. And as his career went on, he continued to be a 47%. And then by the time 2020 came around, a 49%, 48, 53% field goal shooter. And by the time he got, he kind of leveled out at about 35 to 37% from behind the arc. His name's Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
And,
wow.
I started thinking to myself, I miss this, but he's built his body up, Jason Tyson. He's found the corner pocket three that he is nailing at about 46% this year. He is also showing more courage and desire than other people coming off the bench. And he has now added yet another repertoire, which is if you're going to trap Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland out front, Jalen Tyson is cutting into the paint and becoming a short pass receiver in essence. And he is making great judgments to get the ball into Jared Allen's hands or Evan Mobley's hands down low so that the point guards and the shooting guards not getting trapped and stolen, the ball stolen from them, and the other teams getting easy breakaways. So I was totally wrong about Tyson. Just wrong. But I wasn't wrong about Lonzo Ball.
Oh, dear.
All right. Now, you've seen the last couple of games, no Lonzo Ball, and, where's the lull? Where is the lull? We have most every game. It's just not there because when our main guys come off the floor, CPJ brings energy. And he's doing all the things that they tried to convince us that Lonzo Ball would do. You can play defense and he could rebound. Do you know that if you put the minutes he's playing and spread them out to the 36-minute level, he's averaging 9 rebounds per 36 minutes?
What, CPJ?
CPJ! The guy is getting offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. He's stealing balls. He's all over the place. And his three has been good earlier, more lately. He's not shooting as much, but he's making a huge impact on the floor. So
he's probably getting a lot of long rebounds after all the threes that get clanked off and go skying down the court.
He's challenging bigger men and working hard. He's got an amazing vertical leap. He's a short guy. They say he's 6'2", but he's not 6'2". But be that as it may, I was wrong about that. I was right about him, and right about the whole Lonzo Ball thing. And I was screaming that CPJ should be playing and that Lonzo shouldn't. But I'm sure somehow Lonzo will find his way back unless somehow somebody kidnaps him and he can't find his way back. As far as the Cleveland Browns are concerned, the big thing is the quarterback. And I don't have a final answer. Everybody knows that I believe that Dylan Gabriel is not the guy. And I wanted to share something because most people will try to say, well, he's just a pro Shador guy, Moohead. Not so fast. I wanted to share a video. And this is what scares me about Shador Sanders. And it's not the interceptions per se. It's not the lack of genuine foot speed or elusiveness. It's not about his vision and his ability to find receivers. That isn't it. This is what bothers me, and I'm going to bring this up and share this. Guy's going to ask him a question that has nothing to do with the pathetic interception that Shador threw against the Steelers. That really could have, there were two throws. One that was a dropped pick six. All right.
Correct. Yeah.
It was the same exact thing that Julian Sayin did, except that instance, the Hurricanes got it and went the other way with it. In this instance, Herbig dropped the ball, thank God, or else it would have been a pick six. But the other interception that he just threw sky high to Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, it was a punt, basically.
Yeah, and it was wobbling. Yeah, it was ugly. Here is what Shador said, unprovoked, in his press conference back on December 28th. You ready?
Last year. All right.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go. Get ready. We're poised. Any second now. We're not seeing anything.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh, sorry about that. Let's.
Yeah, you have to play it back.
Yes, I will.
Now we are. Now we're seeing something.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'll say overall, I'm able to see the field and the game slow down for sure. I think the main thing is like I just like throwing the ball. I just like throwing the ball a lot, and in some situations, you can't just throw your dog a bone. Sometimes you gotta be able to know like when it's calculated risk. But like I feel like our players are better than their player, so I just gave my guy a chance, and we just ain't come down with it, and that's just how I go.
Now, that is what scares me about Shador. That he can reflect on a serious suck play that he made. And his response to a turnover that at the time was a 3-point game when he threw that ball up in the air is, I just love to throw the ball. And I love to throw it. I know there's a risk factor, but, I think our guys are better than their guys, and he's going to go up and that's fucking midget Jerry Jeudy you're talking about, Shador. It would be different if you threw the ball to Lurch from the Addams family. If you threw the ball to somebody to Evan Mobley, it would be different.
Larry Fitzgerald, maybe. I don't know.
Somebody who has size. But what did you think was going to happen? You just divined that your guy is better, and the guy you said was better was Jerry Jeudy, the guy who shit all over you 2 weeks before? I mean, this is what scares me. I like to throw the ball a lot. Nobody gives a flying fuck what you like. It's about winning. It's about putting the best product on the field that we can put on the field, but that somebody has to look at the greater good. And you know something? If you want your dick sucked, wait till after the game. Don't go after ads on Instagram and do your own business. But don't be on the football field for your own flattery and because, the way I play the game is just the way I love to play it. Because people will start to believe that it can't be coached out of you. And that is not what you want people to see and hear. And I don't care how young he is, that's a stupid fucking thing to say. That you reflect back on it. The correct answer is, he was open, but he was open earlier. I looked at the film and I saw what happened. By the time I was going to get the ball out to him, the defender was on top of me. The ball went up in the air. I should have just thrown the ball away when I saw the guy coming at me, and we would have just lived to call another play. That's the answer, but he can't even do that. Maybe he's drunk with the fact that he's the starting quarterback now, and he wants the whole world to know that he loves to throw the ball a lot. Well, you're not playing for a coach who throws the ball a lot. And if you threw the ball a lot, you'd be injured already because you have no offensive line in front of you. But at any rate, I think that's I just don't think.
I think he tried to find a way to answer the question without answering it, and he didn't succeed there, really.
He stepped on his own dick. But
like the pass really didn't succeed either. But yeah.
Is it truth serum coming out of his mouth? I mean, that is
well, it's better he likes to throw, or better than he doesn't like to throw the ball. I mean, you look at it that way.
Well, but I mean, it is similar to Jameis Winston, who has unrepentantly thrown interceptions his entire career. And he was a guy who was really being looked upon as a great long-term starting quarterback. He had the right size. He had a big arm. But his judgment was quickly questioned once he got into the NFL. And I think that's where some people are with Shedeur. And only he can change that perception.
Yeah, he's just got to spend a few more years growing up, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
Or he just has to accept that you take what you can get, and if you're a complete team, you don't have to do it all yourself. And all that college bula shit don't matter. You ain't the son of anybody now. You're a guy back there, and the other team is trying just to cook you. They're just trying to get you. And you got to be smart. You got to make quick decisions and good decisions, or else you're going to be run over the coals. That's the way it works.
Yeah, turnovers are so valuable in the NFL. I mean, they're valuable in the NBA. They're valuable in soccer, and errors obviously in baseball. But the NFL turnovers are just death, compared to other sports.
I guess my point starting out the show this way is you can't be right every time. I had a philosophy in business. If you're going to make a mistake, make small ones, not big ones. You consider the biggest changes you're going to make, and you can't afford to make big mistakes. You can't afford to swing and miss, a big swing and miss. That's
230 million swing and miss.
Yeah. And how many years?
6 years.
And you have a guy like Haslam, that's his basic belief of how he describes the whole experience with Deshaun Watson it's like throwing all of your money into the kitty at the poker table when you got nothing sure in your hand. You might think that you can fake someone out. You might think, what the fuck? I got more money than anybody else, and so I'm going to be able to get away with it. But in business, it doesn't work that way. So everyone's entitled to some small mistakes. And the thing that brought this up was Kalen DeBoer, the coach of Alabama, who Yeah, and you know what happened there.
I didn't watch any of the games yesterday.
Well, Indiana is the real deal. They are better than Ohio State. Yes, we can say with certainty they're the best team in the Big Ten. And yes, we can say with certainty that just being in the SEC isn't good enough. The Crimson Tide head coach, Kalen DeBoer, he basically had a chance to get out of there. He's 18-8 since Saban left. And you know something? It's like following Bear Bryant. There is not going to be a very happy group in Alabama. And if he gets off to a questionable start because the intake from the portal is not going to be as great because you lost 38-3 to fucking Indiana, as if that's not bad enough, his quote is tone deaf, a quote as you will ever want to hear.
Yeah, I have not heard this. So
quote. It may not feel like it when you're in this moment right now and what happened today, but I can tell you it's a fine line between being here and being at the top. We got to put the work in. You got to believe. You got to be consistent. You got to have the discipline. We'll get back to work and start all over again.
Wow.
It's not a fine line. You're either ready to play the fucking game or you are not. You either have good players or you do not. It is not a fine line. If it were a fine line, the Jets and the Browns and the Giants wouldn't suck as bad for as long as they have. That's plain and simple. It's a fine line between losing 38-3 and being the national champions. You know, you whip out my dick and you can suck it. That's so goddamn stupid.
He lost a quarterfinal, my friend. I mean, there's still 2 more games to play. These fuckers have to play a 16-game schedule and virtually go undefeated to get a championship. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'm not defending the way that football in college is scheduled.
Yeah, no, I know you're not. I'm just it's just a bugbear of mine. You know.
Yeah, but it's amazing how coaches, and I'm bringing up this guy because of Stefanski. Stefanski still believes in his heart that his way is the right way.
True.
And you know, what can I say? God bless him.
That's
go somewhere else with it. Prove that you can do it somewhere else, please. But don't waste any more of my time with this nonsense. Because let's say that Shedeur Sanders is a real bona fide starting NFL quarterback, and he likes to throw the ball. Immediately, Stefanski's the wrong guy for the job. Immediately, you know. And you know, and play calling is important, and Kevin Stefanski wants to do it all. We gotta start over. I don't really think that the general manager is going to be fired. I don't believe that. I believe that he's too close to Haslam.
Yeah, I think Barry's part of the furniture. He ain't.
Yeah, he ain't going anywhere.
I'd be say I'd be shocked if the Cavs won the other night, and they won. So I'm going to stop using that phrase. But you notice they've started playing better since I've not been watching them. I've not watched since the Houston game. That was an absolute abortion, and the Cavs have won since. They're like effect on the Guardians. If I don't watch them, they start winning.
Yeah, and I had something queued up here that's been maybe yanked off the it was a Kevin Stefanski press conference.
Just to sneak this in, there was one bit of the bowl games I did watch, and that was the Vanderbilt game against Iowa. Did you see the play where that fucking Vanderbilt punter punted the ball and he had ran past the line of scrimmage?
No.
The most goddamn play I've ever seen in my life. And nobody knew the rules. The announcers didn't know the rules. I didn't know the rules. I mean, probably Jim Hammer did know the rule, but they were on their 10-yard line. The guy goes back to punt, so he's like on his end line, and he sees there's like not much of a rush, so he's kind of running off, and he actually runs past the 10-yard line, kicks the ball downfield, and what happens is they blow the play dead, and Iowa got the ball in the 10-yard line because you're not. It's a bit like throwing a pass past the line of scrimmage.
God.
You're not allowed to punt the football past the line of scrimmage, and it's a turnover.
I've never seen anybody do that before.
But yes, so you need to Vanderbilt, Iowa punt, and you'll probably find it on the internet, and you just gotta watch it, and then the reaction of the announcers and I can't, I only saw about 30 minutes of that game because that was quite early on New Year's Eve here, and yeah, it's just like I've never seen that in 60 years of my life.
No, I mean, there's I want to see if I can pull this up for Stefanski because I had it queued up and it lost its queuing spot.
At some point, we're gonna have something else to talk about other than Kevin Stefanski. That's what I look forward to in 2026.
Well, we look forward to that with Hugh Jackson. Look what ended up happening anyway. It follows us no matter where we go. And it's
and the common denominator is the owner, which we've said for the past 13, 14 years. So anyway, we're ready.
Let me see here. This thing is acting up. A company bought out StreamYard, by the way, and now it's
yeah. I saw some weird disclaimer message at the top, and I said, "Fuck it, have my data, you cunts,"
Yeah, and for some reason, this doesn't. Let's see if I can get this. Hold on. It will. I will.
I don't see your mouse anywhere moving around on that.
I don't understand. Well, at any rate,
we'll definitely try to find that Vanderbilt, Iowa punt.
Yeah, let me see if this will work. Tell me if you're hearing anything.
I am. No. You got the volume X'd out. Click on the volume button at the bottom. There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Let's see.
That's the middle of this defense.
Now we do.
He's just a great kid, but
I'm going to see.
Disappointed for Dave. Just saw Dave here.
Yeah, I'm disappointed for me too. God damn it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Defense. He's just it's about Carson Schlesinger. I've said a lot of good to play in that game.
I'm not going to find this
for him to.
But basically, a reporter didn't ask a question of him, and I'll just shut this down.
And then he can't go.
Yeah, the guy didn't even ask a question. He just said, as we're sitting here in the room, is this the last time we're going to see you as the head coach of the Browns? And he dodged it. He goes, well, I appreciate, and this, that, but he's gone. I mean, just as sure as Daryl Hall's girlfriend was gone.
She's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
He's out of there. He's out of there. So it's now, and then the people who are saying, Jim Schwartz should be the next head coach, and it's like,
Topaz, no.
You think, and again, everyone's entitled to an opinion except people who have water on the brain. All right. Defensive coordinators as head coaches, when the predominant problem with the team is not the defense, but the offense, the Browns need to build a real, true new offense. And this is not something that eluded me from last year to this year. It's like, we don't have anybody. We don't have any receivers. There's no chance. It's always going to be the 3 tight end thing. And you think that this season's been ugly? We're going to get just crushed by Cincinnati this weekend. And the reason is because we don't even have Njoku or Fannin. So the tight ends that he's going to call the plays for through his robot puppet, Tommy Rees, it's going to be what, Braveheart and
Canelo and Salmonella and
Salmonella. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, triple poison. Oh,
geez.
you're gonna have nobody to throw the ball to, and you need a whole change of system. You need a new offense. And Jim Schwartz, I'd love to have him stay as the defensive coordinator. Somebody will give him a head coaching job because that's the way the NFL is. One team will say, we're not going to hire a new guy and he's, this and that. We need somebody who's at least a steady hand that we can keep for a year or two and then fire once we get the right players. And that will be Jim Schwartz and Romeo Crennel and all those guys forever and ever and ever. So he might be able to get a head coaching job, but he won't be there for long.
Well, he's 59, and I don't know. I mean, oh, geez, I'd like to have somebody young, somebody younger, good 20 years younger than that, be the head coach.
Well, and then there's talking about McDaniels from Miami. If Miami blows him out,
I heard that.
It's like, no, you don't want him as a head coach. As an offensive coordinator, I mean, here's the problem.
He's an odd fucker, man.
He is. And the problem with offensive coordinators to begin with is if they have success, they end up with Lindy Infante disease and become head coaches at Green Bay when Green Bay didn't have a quarterback, right?
They did. They sucked for a couple years.
Yeah, and but that's the job that Lindy Infante would get as a head coach. Yeah. But if you're successful as an offensive coordinator, that's going to be the fastest way to elevate yourself. Not as a defensive coordinator, as an offensive coordinator. If you're a young offensive mind, you're going to move up to the head coach position way faster than a tried and true defensive coordinator. It's just the way it is in the NFL. So, but McDaniels as an offensive coordinator, I don't know. I mean, I would prefer not to see that guy anywhere near the Browns organization. Here's a quote from Myles Garrett. Stefanski's record, by the way, with the Browns after 100 games, 44-56.
Woohoo!
All right.
That's 44%, my friend.
He's tied with Marty Schottenheimer for the fourth most wins in franchise history. But the 56 losses, however, are the most in Cleveland Browns history.
What, more than any other coach?
That's correct.
Really?
That's correct.
What, more than Otto Graham or whatever? Or
yeah, correct.
Yeah, wow. Gee, wow.
Yep.
It's fucked up.
It sure is.
Or Paul Brown as well.
So here's the question.
Right.
Does Myles Garrett believe Stefanski can get the Browns back on an upward trajectory? Here's his answer.
No.
Myles Garrett. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, whether it's with him or anything else. I'm going to look forward to playing under whoever it is. Be happy to be here and being a Brown regardless. Yeah. That is not an endorsement.
I'm just going to take my money and drive my car and sack some quarterbacks. And
I got that $160 million extension, and it gave me a big extension, and I don't have to worry about this shit anymore. And all the headlines, will this be the final game for Kevin Stefanski? Yes, it'll be the final game for Stefanski as the Browns head coach. And he will go somewhere else. He'll immediately be hired by another team, and which is all well and good. If we're lucky, it'll be the Bengals.
Oh, can you imagine if we hired Zach Taylor? Oh my God.
I bind your words in the name of Jesus. What the hell? Make that stop. Just make it stop.
You just don't know what Haslam Sports Group are going to do. I mean, it's probably, Jimmy Haslam's daughter will probably pick the coach that she thinks is the sexiest. I don't know. You have no idea what they're going to do.
Now the Browns have signed center Kingsley Egwakin to the active roster off the Lions practice squad and placed Wyatt Teller on injured reserve and burying him next to Wyatt Earp.
Kingsley. Now, that sounds like the paper chase guy.
Yeah.
John Houseman. Kingsley. fill the offensive line with your nose.
Godwin. Show us your intelligence. Yeah, he's 6'3", 305 pounds, and he'll wear number 65. And for Wyatt Teller, it's the because I don't know that he's going to be able to play anymore. The same thing with Joel Bitonio. God only knows. Brian Wilson. God only knows.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing: because of the injuries, all this talk about the Browns defense has done so well against Joe Burrow and so well against the Bengals, ...
They
but
have.
There's no Schwesinger, and they're going to be double and triple teaming Myles Garrett, and there's not going to be any tight end, and Jerry Jeudy is going to get sick at the last minute or decide not to play and collect his gambling money. But there's more reason for the Bengals to win this game than the Browns. And this will be an ugly thing.
Yeah, I don't even want to conjecture about this game. I think if you're mad enough to bet on this game, then seek help.
And history isn't important because it's injuries, not history. And the Browns are hurt.
But our long Stefanski nightmare may soon be over.
A new one to begin.
Yeah.
We're a long ways away from a full roster of players. That's for damn sure. But we just can't afford, it's not a fine line, Mr. DeBoer. It's not a fine line. It's a big chasm like this fucking wide. You make bad decisions, you get bad results. You got to know what you are. And the second that Jimmy started fucking around with, all the statistical stuff and bringing in a baseball guy, and he thought he was being trendy and at the cutting edge.
Cutting edge was the word I was going to use.
Yes.
And he's a 73-year-old Tennessee fat fuck with boobs, so he needs to stop it.
Ryan, you're absolutely right. If they fired him at halftime, I bet you more fans would come to the stadium. Just if they knew that he was going to get axed at halftime, people would show up.
Well, I think the Browns have a chance to win if they manage to hurt Joe Burrow in the first quarter, and the Bengals only score 10 points. So,
the coach Zach Taylor is a guy who, honest to God, shouldn't have a job.
Oh, he is. He is worse than Stefanski. We've said this so many times. I mean, people gotta be sick of hearing it. So,
yeah. Now, as far as my analysis of the game itself, all you have to do, if you're looking at Cincinnati's injury reports, there's a lot of unspecified kinds of stuff. The Browns are the ones who have the major injuries. The Bengals are coming in relatively better with a 2-game winning streak. This is our last home game. Every reason for them to win. Every reason. Last week, Burrow threw for over 300 yards against the Arizona Cardinals, and he had a very good game.
Was that a away game? Was that like in
Cincinnati?
Oh, right. Okay.
So, I mean,
in the elements, he was doing that. It wasn't in.
That's right. He was 24 of 31. For God's sakes, he completed almost 80% of his throws.
We're probably going to get ass raped then.
I think that
ass rape sounds pretty much on the cards.
I do believe that's safe to say. And as far as a team, it's interesting because Joe Flacco actually started more games than Burrow, but only one more. Flacco played in 8 games, Burrow in 7 games. All right. And there's quite a comparison to be made. Burrow threw for 1,573 yards, Flacco for 1,664. Flacco completed 62% of his passes, Burrow 65. Flacco averaged 6.5 yards per pass completion, and Joe Burrow 7.2. The long for Flacco was a 44-yard pass, for Burrow a 43-yard pass. Touchdowns for Flacco 13, interceptions 4. For Burrow 14 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, almost identical. Burrow has gotten sacked 6 more times than Flacco.
Yeah.
So you can see that the system there is a problem. If Burrow is relatively healthy, he should have been able to easily outplay and out statisticize a 41, 42-year-old man. But that's
think so, wouldn't you?
You would think, but that's not, you know.
That.
Now for the running backs, they Brown averages 4.3 yards a carry. Perrine 4.5. It's not like they have a tremendous running game, but with the Browns, you never know which team is going to show up defensively. Yeah. We know about their receivers. We know that Chase is the real deal. 1,316 yards. He's going to have an 100-plus yard game. And Denzel Ward's going to get an opportunity to go after him. That's going to be a fun battle to watch.
Yeah, Denzel Ward will get hurt by the middle of the second quarter. Somebody will knee him in the helmet, and he'll be, carried off to the blue tent. I mean, that hasn't happened for a few weeks, so that's due to happen again. And then we got to rely on Diabate and Jim Henson and his Muppets, for the rest of the coverage.
And knowing the Browns as I know them, you're going to say it's Chase and Higgins, right? That's the problem.
Oh, well, that other guy with the funny name, he's I don't know.
Iosivas.
That's the one. Yeah, I don't even know.
Iosivas. Yeah, he averages about 13.7 yards a catch, and he has all of 31 receptions this year. You watch, he's going to have
kick ass. He'll be the one having the big game because we won't bother to cover him, and he'll get 3 touchdowns or something.
Right. And as far as it's nice for Ravens fans that the overrated Lamar Jackson says he's going to play in the must-win game versus the Steelers. Oh. How gracious of him. They had to wake him up after he got done with his video games. But he had something to say.
They'd be better off with Snoop Huntley. I'm banging the drum for Snoop.
Yeah, somebody has to. He goes, I'm 100% ready, Jackson said. Yeah, I'll be out there. My back feels great. All right. He's going to wear a flak jacket to add extra padding to protect his back, and he's going to be late hit 14 times in this game by the Steelers, just so that you know, and you'll know very early. If you see an early personal foul for roughing the quarterback called on the Steelers, then you know the league's behind the Ravens. Yeah. But if they turn their backs and go, I didn't see anything, then you know.
Yeah, that's why Cam Hayward was so upset the other week. They actually had a penalty called on him. He's just going to flatten Lamar Jackson a few times, and then they'll they may or may not call anything.
Now, Jackson insisted he was really hurt and addressed skepticism about his willingness to play through pain. I never quit on my team, Jackson said. I don't know where that noise came from. He was also asked about a column in the Sun, the Baltimore Sun, that reported he'd fallen asleep in team meetings and his relationship with John Harbaugh had become strained. His answer, do you think Harbaugh would let me fall asleep in meetings? That's a rhetorical question. That's crazy. I'm right in the front. It's just noise. Okay. Jackson said he believes he has a strong relationship with Harbaugh, adding, I don't know where the noise came from. But meanwhile, the Ravens and Lamar have a lot of work to do as far as contractually. His salary cap number is going to go to $74.5 million.
Oh, that's nothing compared to other people you could mention. Yeah, I'll leave that down. I'll leave that one there.
Yeah. The Sides have to reach a new contract to reduce the cap figure. Asked if he still wants to play in Baltimore, Lamar said, absolutely, 4 times.
Well, I can't see where he would fit anywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he has to throw the ball, he's in deep shit. But he's got the right coach and the right offensive coordinators. They can bring Wink Martindale back from the dead or whatever they're going to do, but they always have the same guy, no matter what they call him.
Art Fleming, Bill Cullen. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the guy who did Password.
I want
Sam Rayburn.
I know Gene Rayburn.
Gene Rayburn, that's the one.
Richard, can I get verification of this? Because I just looked that up this morning, and there was no timetable on Max Struess's return to the Cavaliers.
Don't make me watch this game. They'll lose if I watch it.
But I looked up the injuries on this.
Look, I'm doing it now. I've got my phone now.
That's what
Don't make me watch this.
You should watch it. It's good for you. But the last I saw, they said there was absolutely no word on this, and he was out. So,
Denver Nuggets got a very long injury list.
Oh God! Well, Jokic is out, and they got a couple of really big.
Out. Well, Struess and Nance are out. Hunter and Merrill are day to day, according to Bleacher Report. So, in Bleacher Report is as near as God as I can find. But the fucking Nuggets, man, they got Gordon, Brown, Johnson, Valanciunas, Jokic, and Bates out. That's a lot. We might win that game just because of the fact that there's nobody playing for Denver.
Yeah, I mean, anything is humanly possible.
Alan Ludden, thank you. Married to Rick May knows.
Betty White, yeah.
Alan Ludden, Gene Rayburn, Art Fleming. That was the golden age of American game show television, my friend. All you people born after 1980, you don't know what you're missing. Monty Hall.
Yeah, all of the greats. If everyone's picking the Bengals to beat the Browns, I'm no different.
That's a bad sign. That means Cleveland might win because Vegas wants us to win.
I say that the Bengals are going to defeat the Browns by a score of 27-10. I just don't think this is going to be a competitive game.
Right. I'm gonna give 2 scores. The first score is Cincinnati 34, Browns 6. And then if Vegas wants the Browns to win, then Browns 13, Cincinnati 7.
And Rick May, don't forget that Art Fleming was the original host of Jeopardy.
He was.
Yeah.
Art Fleming.
So, yeah.
4-3. Bengals.
Yeah, that'll be 2 safeties and a field goal.
That could happen.
No, I think Burrow's going to have a good game is what I think. God. I want to look this up myself because
I think Burrow might get hurt by somebody other than Myles Garrett. Pick a lineman of your choice.
Yeah, let's see what I'm looking something up here. Well, let's go to.
So this Cavaliers game. Huh.
Yeah, Max Struess is out as of December 30th, but that is interesting, Richard, that Dean Wade is day to day because he hurt his knee, and this is the thing with Dean Wade that you have to remember
is that as fuck.
He'll look good for periods of time, but he gets hurt. He's very fragile, and DeAndre Hunter. Still, that AIDS virus isn't going away. He's still day to day with illness, and maybe he's got the same illness that Lonzo Ball, which is I don't know how to play basketball virus, because the team can't be very happy with the way DeAndre Hunter is played.
The thing about the Cavaliers is that you look at them on Bleacher Report on the team comparison bit, and they have Record versus the spread. Now, what do you think the Cavs' record versus the spread is? I know you don't care about this personally, but just have a guess.
I have no idea.
10 wins, 20 losses, which means that everybody thinks the Cavs are better than they actually are. So the Cavs are favorites in games and they fucking lose, or Cavs are big favorites in games and they win by 4 points. So until they get Struce back and can prove that they're consistent winners, I mean, they are a 500 team and they're 19-16 at the moment. And if they were in the West, they would be well down the old pecking order. Yeah, exactly
But
right.
I'm
If
looking
they
up.
score 130 points. Yeah, we win every time.
Yeah. As updated as December 29th, Struce not returning. In fact, he has not even yet started practicing with the team. So you're not going to see him for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So that's that. Sorry to bust everybody's bubble on that.
Yeah. No.
And the Browns don't do everything wrong. They don't do everything wrong. Tyson Campbell, I'd so much rather have him than the little
Ozzie
midget Newsome that we had.
Yeah, or Gavin Newsom, or whichever. Who's the Tonight Show trumpet player? Newsom. God.
He wasn't the trumpet.
Tommy Newsom.
Tommy Newsom was the guy who was the band leader.
Yeah, the trumpet player. He played trumpet.
No.
Tommy Newsom played trumpet.
No.
Doc Severinsen also played
Doc
trumpet.
Severinsen was the guy I remember.
They both. Tommy Newsom, sax player. Sorry. The Doc Severinsen trumpet player. Yeah.
All right. Sunshine Valley, yeah, Lonzo, God only knows. If we don't have to see him, we don't have to see him. That would be very good news. I do want to talk a little bit because the Browns, this will be the end of the season, and there's plenty of time to wait and see about Kevin Stefanski and who the Browns might bring in, and that's where more Browns analysis matters. I just don't see them winning on Sunday. The Cavaliers, on the other hand, are a very different situation right now. And I wanted to point out what I'm noticing about the team. Where they get into trouble is the ball sticking, dribble. And you've got two dribble queens. You've got Donovan Mitchell and you've got Darius Garland, and they're both dribble queens. And they're going around dribbling from side to side. The ball, when it's moving, and one of the great facilitators has been Sam Merrill. And Sam Merrill is questionable as far, his hand isn't right. And he hurt his leg the other night.
Yeah, he is day to day. It says ankle.
Yeah. But he has facilitated movement, and he tries hard on defense, and he's perpetual motion on offense. And if you can just pry the ball loose from the two dribble queens and have them play in the proper scheme that the head coach is asking them to play, it would be a wonderful thing. It really would. And I'm not saying that we would be in the running for any kind of championship. The name of the game is to get to the playoffs, and from there, you take it from there. I personally don't think that the Cleveland Cavaliers can win long-term with the lack of physicality. But I will say this about Jared Allen. When the ball moves, instead of sticking, the ball can find its way into his hands, and he can shoot the ball from 6 feet with open shots and make a high percentage of them. When Jared Allen is scoring the basketball, he actually plays better on both sides.
Correct. Yeah. No, absolutely right. When he gets the ball and he's open, that makes a big difference. But you don't know whether he's going to get the ball. So he's either going to have one of his famed 5-point games or one of his 23-point games. You just they're so inconsistent. You just don't want to spend money on the fuckers trying to see what they're going to do.
Well, I mean, it's they have players that can hurt you, and you saw what happened in San Antonio.
Yeah,
and what they're capable of doing when the ball is moving, and then the other team will come out and start pressing. And when they pressure the ball, the dribble queens keep dribbling, get the ball taken away, and then they hang their heads. And you can't let Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland take over the game by dribbling the basketball. If a team is going to rush men at your ball handlers, they've got to it's no different than a quarterback. You got to get the ball out of your fucking hands, have an intermediate guy who will then pass to another guy. That's what Jalen Tyson is doing right now. He's like, instead of putting Mobley at the top of the key, which makes no fucking sense to me, because then he starts dribbling and gets the ball stolen from him.
Oh, he gets stolen from him every fucking time.
What I'm noticing is with Tyson that I really like is he's cutting to the top of the key around the free throw line, and he's catching the ball and making a very quick decision, because if the man steps up to cover him, he will drive and then kick to Jared Allen for a dunk.
Yeah.
If the guy lays back, he's proven that he can shoot a floater. And what I'm seeing from Jalen Tyson and comparing him to the young Jimmy Butler is for a reason, because he appears to be a guy who's not afraid of the moment. And the thing that was amazing, and there's a number of players, Jalen Brunson is one for the Knicks. I mean, they're not the most athletic guys in the world, but you put them in situations where it's do or die, and they become twice as good. Jimmy Butler was like that, and that's what Brunson's like too.
Yeah, they find that extra bit that makes them, succeed.
And I'm seeing signs of that in Tyson. He's a guy who, in a number of occasions in the last 2 weeks during his, greater run of playing time, he has, when the team starts sagging, he's been the one who's taken the perimeter shots and made them. He's not afraid in the moment. And I love players like that. And the Cavs need somebody like that who's a leader, because I got to be honest, Darius Garland is not a leader. Donovan Mitchell is one of the most skilled players I've seen, but he's not a leader.
We've said this before. There's no leaders on this team. There's nobody that you'd want to give that big Yankee C on their uniform and say, right, you're the captain of the Cavs, or you're the captain of the Yankees. Nobody out there, but maybe Jalen Tyson in 2 years' time could be that guy. He could be that fella. I mean, if he keeps improving, he'll be an all-star in a year or so. That's how much better he's gotten since the beginning of the year. And if you go back to October, we were really both vicious about him because he was really bad like the first week of the season. I mean, he was like Merida. So, yeah, if he keeps improving, he will end up being an all-star at some point.
Well, and even, nobody would have said that Jimmy Butler was going to become such a valuable player for a team, but for whom he played for, which was the Heat, and the way that the Heat was built, he could play defense, but as he got older, he developed more of the offensive game. With Jason Tyson, it was more a matter.
Mike.
Yeah. It was more a matter of, he started out as a scorer in college, and he had to put on weight and muscle and prove that he could play defensively. And now he's seen, with no expectations on him offensively, what it takes to be successful in the NBA offensively. He's working at it and getting better. This guy has a strong work ethic. which is way more than I can say about Darius Garland, way more than I can say about Jared Allen, and I'm beginning to think way more than I can say about Evan Mobley. It's the proof's in the pudding, and you can see that it isn't just confidence. He's worked harder on his game.
Okay, well, I'm looking back at the box score against Phoenix, which was a 129-113 win by the Cavaliers.
Yep.
Which Cavalier played the most minutes? Again, according to Bleacher Report, in that game.
In that game, I mean, there was a lot of substitution in that game. I don't know.
Tyson played the most minutes. He played 31 minutes.
And
off the bench. And Mitchell played 30. Garland and Mobley played 29 each. Allen 27. Dean, Wade played 23.
Yep, and that's the way you get more out of these players so they don't get injured by the time postseason, if there is going to be one, comes around. I guess the way I look at this whole thing is it's not one or two guys. It's not like the old days of, we got the fearsome twosome or threesome. It isn't like that. The way Kenny Atkinson wants the team to play, it's all predicated on ball movement and on trusting one another and moving quickly and getting into your sets early and not letting the shot clock run down and not walking the ball up the floor, which Darius and Donovan, when they want to shoot the ball, have a tendency to do. These people got to go fuck themselves and listen to what the coach is saying, because we are a much more effective team. You saw that against the Suns. We ran up a lead against the Suns, and the Suns came back. And the way they did it? They started trapping us, and they started doing the same shit that every other team, like that the Pacers started doing in the playoffs against us last year. Yeah. And sure enough, we start turning the ball over and making all kinds of goofy mistakes, but we got the lineup back straight, and we got the right players on the floor, and that ball movement started again. And then you had Tyson's 3 threes in like a minute's time, right, that brought them out of the comatose state and got them back into the lead. And it takes players with character, and it takes players who have to be selfless. There's nothing wrong with Donovan Mitchell wanting to take over at a game, because that's what Jalen Brunson does. But it can't be totally to the detriment of all of your teammates, and that's why the Knicks haven't gone far in the playoffs. Let's be honest, because one man can't get it done every time. You got to share the basketball, especially in Kenny Atkinson's system. The ball's got to move around. You got to use the full perimeter of the floor. You got to, throw the ball in so that it can be thrown back out behind the arc. You get Merrill open shots that way. That's the deal.
Yeah, I mean, the Pacers actually proved how to beat the Cavaliers last year in the playoffs.
Sure.
And everyone can just watch those games and say, this is what you need to do. You need to have fast, young, athletic guys and just stifle the fuck out of the Cavs, and they'll fold. And that's what sort of happened 16 out of 25, 35 times this year. So,
yeah,
I mean,
it's no secret.
We make it to fourth and make it into the playoffs, we can still have a big run. I mean, there's lots of teams that have been the fourth seed in their conference and have had big runs. Normally with ones with LeBron on it, but it can happen.
If you're the NBA, you don't want the Cavaliers to figure this out, because if they sit Lonzo for good, and if they stop trifling around, by putting, guys on the floor who really can't contribute. Yeah. I mean, you've got to get the guys who are proven NBA players to share the basketball so that they can actually have roles. And if they don't have any roles, then it's very hard when people are playing individually and not together. I'll be interested in seeing this one's in Cleveland. It's going to be on
It's
Prime
Rocket
Video tonight.
Prime Video. Oh,
Yeah.
well, now I'm going to watch it because I've got Prime. I can
Yep,
watch
and
it on the
I
big
believe that's
TV.
where the game's going to be shown. Yep.
Oh, well, you convinced me. I'm going to watch it now. I wasn't going to watch it, so if they lose, everyone can come after me and say it's my fault.
All right, we'll do
It
that
was his
then.
fault.
Well, and I'm going to be here, and hopefully Moose will be around on Sunday. For the
Sunday, the final game of Kevin Stefanski. Be there. Fun cars.
I may actually give the eulogy at halftime if this game is as bad as I think it's going to be. So
you need to give Peter Alice's in memoriam to Kevin Stefanski then on Monday or Sunday.
Oh, ding dong, the witch is dead. All right. Hey, Moose, thanks a lot, man, for joining me. I appreciate it. And hopefully, not by Sunday, but by next week, I'll be reinstated on X. And
don't worry about it.
And I will be having a ball at their expense. Take my word for it.
No.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We will see you on Sunday at halftime. Until then, hasta la vista, Pasture Heads. Good night.
Happy New Year, you Moo Crew, you.